and we have Waylon, the lead singer of A Killer's Confession. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we were just talking before it started, and you just got last weekend. Were you with the Juggalo convention, or what is this?
It's the
Tell me
gathering of
about
the
this.
it's
Okay.
24 years of the gathering of the Juggalos. Once a year, ICP puts on the festival, and all the Juggalos from everywhere come together, and it is a nonstop party for a week. And this, it's like I've heard so many nitrous canisters going off. All like you just walk by tents, and everybody is just absolutely just tore up from the floor up, and it's a great time. And I'll give the ICP and Psychopathic some real big props. They treat the bands really well. Now, granted, there have been issues in the past with like Tila Tequila, and you go off and piss off the Juggalos, and you're going to pay for it when you hit that stage. It's like they do not play around, and they'll let you know it. They do throw stuff, but it's a good time. My first year they threw rocks, dead fish, anything they could get their hands on. When I was in Mushroomhead, they
Okay.
absolutely just pelted us. And Shaggy Tudo was on the stage, and Shaggy was like, Waylon. I'm like, what? He's like, don't react. I'm like, what? I'm getting really mad. He's like, don't get mad. He goes, you get mad, it's going to get worse. He goes, they do this to you, and you take it. And it's kind of like initiation. It's like a
Yeah.
hazing. You take it, they'll never do it to you again, and they'll be loyal to you, and they'll love you. And he wasn't lying. Like the Juggalos have been nothing. The ninjas and ninjettes and the Juggalos have been nothing but good to me ever since that day. And he was not kidding. So I took a couple rocks to the head. I got hit with a couple beer bottles, and just took it. And this
Wow.
year I was so scared that they were going to do it again. And like I was like, okay, I'm coming into the gathering with a new band. Are they going to initiate me again? And they didn't. And they were absolutely just as welcoming and a great crowd. They threw glow sticks at me, which I thought was funny. I was trying to catch them. Like they were
Yeah.
throwing little glow sticks at me. I'm like, oh, because it was midnight. So I just see it glowing. And as you see, I got my glasses on. My vision's not as good as it used to be. So I'm sitting there trying to catch glow sticks, have fun with them.
You don't
And
have glasses on the mask.
oh no, I can't see a damn thing. When I say I
I
see
love
you out there, I'm a lion.
I'm blind too. I wear glasses too. I just choose to be blind sometimes. So I've been in the metal and rock world for a while, but I got to be honest. My first time going to see Insane Clown Posse is going to be in October at Aftershock Music Festival here in Sacramento. So I haven't got to see them live, but it fascinates me. I do hear a lot of stories about the diehard fans, the
Yes.
gigolos and the clowns. And then obviously you've got the mask and it ties in, with the good fan base and stuff. But what is the benefits and maybe the downfalls of playing with a mask?
The downfall is hot. Downfall is
Mhm.
hot. It's like I've been wearing this since Mushroom Head, and makeup. Gene Simmons said it best. Once you put it on, you can never take it off. It's just
Yeah.
who I'm known as. I'm kind of like the Wizard of Oz over here. Don't look behind the curtain. Like I'm that guy. Don't look behind the curtain. He is the rock star, and I'm the guy that's creating everything and making sure it's being written, and like kind of like split personality. When I
I didn't know
when
if you were
he's
gonna show up to the podcast with the mask on, or
no,
off.
you're getting the guy behind the scenes.
Okay.
Like you trust me, you don't want to talk to him. He's an asshole.
Yeah. That's funny. I
It's
feel
just
like Steph's rock show is kind of an asshole, and in real life, I'm, like, really nice, but back in the day, I asked, like, really inappropriate, crazy questions, and I it's like a character almost for Steph.
it is, and very much. Victim one's about a split personality. I definitely have one. There's me, and then there's him, and he is not afraid to be canceled. Me on the other hand, I'm nice. I love everybody. Him on the other hand, he doesn't so much. He is
Yeah.
very to the point. He says what everybody's thinking, and he's not afraid of a lashback. He's just an alter ego, and I only let him out when it's tour time, and he gets out for an hour a night, and he does his damage, and then I put him back up in a closet and just like, yeah, you stay in there before you get us all killed.
Lock him in
Like,
the closet.
yeah, yeah, lock him
How
up.
did, you go from Mushroom Head to A Killer's Confession? Like, how did the transfer happen or
Well, I left Mushroom Head in 15. and I took a year off and I worked with children in a group home. And I worked with a lot of,
Nice.
children that were from sex trafficking and just really the underbelly of the stuff nobody wants to know about. I worked with those children, and those children during that time, because at that point I was retiring. I was done. I didn't want to tour. I didn't want to write music. I was done with the industry. I was done with just all of it. My dreams had turned into nightmares, and I didn't really want anything else to do with the business. And we had therapy sessions, and I always taught the kids to express themselves and to like learn how to write, learn how to sing, learn how to paint, learn how to express yourself so we can deal with these traumas that are inside of you, that because like they're going to be with you forever, and you're going to have to learn how to live with it, but you also have to learn the acceptance of like I've got to move forward as a person. And the kids were restricted internet access, and so I never told them who I was. They just knew
Oh,
me as Mr. Whalen. They didn't know about my
yeah.
past. They didn't know about, that I had signed record deals, that I had been in the music industry. They didn't know none of this. And then one day I come into work, and the girls are all giggling, and they had been in school and they had hacked the internet, which all kids do,
They found you.
and they're like, Mr. Whalen, you got some explaining to do. It's like, why are you
Yeah.
so scary? Like, it's like we know who you are. And I remember there's like, we know who you are. And I'm like, oh no.
I'm
And
shocked right now. Just I watch clips of you performing on stage and I'm like, "Wait, am I talking to the same guy?"
yes,
Definitely two
uh,
different vibes.
two different vibes. And they looked at me and they said, how can you tell us to follow our dreams when you're not following yours?
Oh, true. True that.
They hit me with a hard truth. And I love those girls.
It's good to take a break. I think you reset, you rebrand, you mature, you're wiser, and then you can't stop though. I'll be honest, like I got out of radio years ago to raise the kids. I just started this podcast and I'm loving it. I miss talking to people in the music industry and learning. It fascinates me. And I don't think I ever want to stop. And so I saw your Save a Kid, Kill a Pedophile clothing, and I love that. Like the
Thank
hat,
you.
the shirt. I need to get some of those because I am so on board with like saving the kids and keeping them safe.
And that's the
That's
thing.
great.
That's what a killer's confession is. That's the confession. And it's like I'm not telling people to go out and be vigilantes. I'm not asking you to go and I'm asking the government to step in and do what's right. These
Yeah.
are predators. These are people. They're not people. Like I'm just
No,
going to say, I do not.
castrate them.
Yes, yes. But
I'm
in
on board.
Florida, there's two states, Florida, and I think Idaho is the other one that does it. If they're under 12, you can get the death penalty. That's what I want. That
Yeah.
is, at the end of the day,
Where are you
that's what
from,
I
by the
want.
way? You
North
gotta act
Carolina. North
okay.
Carolina.
Okay. You sounded deep South, not
Oh,
not even
I'm from the mountains of North Carolina. I am from.
okay.
You ever seen the Andy Griffith Show in Mayberry? I'm
Mm-mm.
actually the Andy Griffith Show came on in the 50s and 60s, and Ron Howard played Opie, and it was a very very popular Don Knotts, Andy Griffith. That's where Gomer Pyle come from. Well, the actual town is called Mount Airy. I live like 30 minutes away from that actual place, and like from the mountains of North Carolina. I'm talking the sticks, like hillbilly country is where I'm
You're in the
from.
sticks right now? Like, are you guys dating cousins? What kind of sticks?
No, the way that does happen in my
Mhm.
hometown, but I'm in Ohio now, and
Okay.
I left North
Okay.
Carolina back in 2004, and I've lived in Ohio ever since. I've left Ohio twice. I moved to Philadelphia for a year, then I moved to Florida for 2 years, and I've come back. And everybody's always like, when are you going to talk like us? I'm like, never. I just like, I'm proud of who I am and where I'm from, and
Yeah.
my accent's part of it. But when I'm on stage, and like you said, you watch performances, I don't speak like this. And there's a
Yeah.
reason for that because I wear the mask and makeup. If I speak like this, it makes it Texas Chainsaw and makes it real for people. So I need not put the real fear factor into what I'm doing. Like, hey man, what you doing? You gotta get your hands up. Nobody wants to hear that when you're wearing a mask.
Yeah. I like the creep factor. I'm in. So wait, so you just got off tour with Drowning Pool, and then you said you're
Yes.
releasing another album or single, and then you're going back on tour with Drowning Pool a little bit
The
later?
Yeah, Victim One will come out September 13th, which is right here, by the way.
I wanna see.
Victim One. There's the
Ooh,
vinyl right there. We have two
that looks
colors.
so cool.
There's
Look,
the
your
fact.
nails too. Your nails are prettier than mine. Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you. I actually have the dark mark
Oh my god.
painted on each middle finger because I am a
That's
Slytherin and
fancy.
Death Eater. So
Wow.
my
You've
wife was
got
getting her nails done, and I was like, "This is not fair. I got to get mine done too." And
you gotta go together
yeah, we
and get them
do.
done together.
She's
Do you
getting her
have your
eyelashes
toes?
done.
Do you have your
No,
toes?
you
No.
can't touch my feet. That's the one place on my
Can't.
body nobody can touch. I freak out. Like it, I'm so ticklish. It will just. It's like you might as well
Yeah?
shoot me.
Oh my
I
gosh,
can't
I
do it.
love getting pedicures.
Oh,
And
she's
then
fine.
I realized a killer's confession is abbreviated to AKC, and I saw you had a Frenchie. I too had a French bulldog for 12 years. Rest in peace, Marilyn. Is that Frenchie AKC registered for
Yes,
your
yes.
band? It is? No
Yes,
way.
the Tank is.
Okay.
I don't know where Tank's at. Tank, come here, baby. He must be outside with Mama.
I love Frenchies. They're my favorite,
He
and
actually
I
goes on
love.
tour with us. He goes everywhere we go. Tank's with us.
Oh, no way.
He
That's
gets a
really
tour
cool.
pass. He goes on his. He has a little vest, in case he. Because Tank's a little aggressive too. Tank's very protective of,
Yeah.
and you know how Frenchies are. They're not going to hurt
Mhm.
you. They're just loud and they
She
will
bulldozed.
charge.
She would run her face into other dogs and people and just scare them, but she would just run her face into everybody. Like, not
Exactly.
bite you, but she's like, "I'm boss bitch," kinda
Yeah,
thing.
and Tank, same way. And I got the harness on him where I pick him up like luggage, and I'm like, "What you gonna do?" And
Oh
he's
my
just like, "I ain't gonna do nothing, I swear." And he has a bunk, and he crawls in. The van. If the guys show up, he's ready to be a part of the group. He knows the boys. He loves them. And if I'm like, say, and you know how the industry is. Some clubs are nice. Some clubs are real just hole in the wall, and there's no backstage. And I'll get
yeah.
ready in the van. Now, say if I'm getting ready and I'm putting the stuff on, Tank looks at that as if I'm in a vulnerable position. So don't come knocking on. Don't do
Aw.
not come. And he will protect me because there was one time in South Carolina we were playing with Adelita's Way, and a fan I guess could kind of see me through the windshield and stuff, and he came and he made the mistake of opening the door of the Sprinter van.
That's creepy.
And
Yeah.
that, first of all, you don't do that. Don't ever walk up to a
Yeah.
vehicle and open it. Like
That's
I don't.
rude.
It was rude. And Tank was sitting beside me because we have our Sprinter. You can see it on the tour bus, bus diaries that we have it on there. And I was sitting on the bench and I was wearing makeup at the time, so I was putting the makeup on. And Tank looks at me like he has to protect me while I'm doing that. Like he thinks I'm being vulnerable because I'm putting on this other persona. It's like I guess
Yeah.
Dad's putting on his other face. Well, Tank leapt, and I mean mouth open, like he was going for this right here at this fan. And I
Dang.
caught Tank, and Tank's just slobber and mouth going. And
Tank
I'm
was
looking.
doing his job, though, to
He
protect
was.
dad, but he was in mountain lion mode.
Oh, he was totally in loud, but you just like to a warning. And Tank will love everybody, but do
Yeah.
not come up on me when I'm getting dressed in front of my
Hopefully the fans
dog.
hear this. You'll get Frenchie attacked. Don't bug
You
him when he's
will, and
doing
it's like I'm sorry,
makeup.
but you need to understand my dog's just protecting me because like when we're on the road, and people who travel like we do, Carnies and other bands, they'll tell you it's really not a safe place. We're in a different town every night. A lot of times we're in a bad part of the town playing. And it's just for some reason I learned this years ago. Every good club seems to be in a shady neighborhood. It
Yeah.
really is. And
Yeah. Well, people don't want music late at night, so because of the music ordinance in different
mm,
cities, they usually have to put the music club, like, not where the high class, condos are for sale downtown, so I've noticed that too, like,
exactly.
"Oh, I wanna see this band, but I don't wanna walk by myself 2 blocks even from my car to the venue." I usually wanna make sure one of my friends is, like, walking with me or
Yeah,
something.
well, thank God for Uber get dropped off at the door. But
Yeah.
we're in a, and so like I kind of think that Tank senses that off me, that I know that I'm not in a good area and I've got eyes in the back of my head because I mean I'm an old road dog. I've been doing this like next this year, like I've been doing this for 30 years.
Wow. Isn't that great?
I'm
Time catches up on you, though.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm like, where did it go?
I don't feel
And
old, and then I'm like, "Wait, I started 20 years ago. How did that happen?" I feel
ex-
like I don't know. Like, I've only been doing it for 5 years, and it's fine, and I'm like, "No, I'm just this old ass." But also I love it too because you know the industry, you know people, you kinda have it down. Like, I don't even have to write questions normally. I'm like, "Oh, okay."
I
Glance
see.
at
I
someone's
prefer.
page.
I don't like when somebody like I like honestly, I don't like doing written interviews. Uh
Yeah,
like cuz it's like does that come off right? Does my is my punctuation correct? You know, it's like cuz I mean
same.
and I'd rather like somebody come at me and have a conversation than just be like here's the question, here's the answer. I'm not really about that. I prefer a face-to-face interview where it's
Yeah.
not too I mean there's good questions but it's not too formal.
Yeah. No, I vibe with you. Okay, so speaking of venues, what is your favorite venue that you've played so far?
My favorite venue in the country is the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan. Um, Kevin Zink's got that down so good. Just
I've
like
never been to Michigan.
the Michigan, if you go
Can
to
you drink the
Michigan,
water when you're there?
I don't drink the water anywhere. Water's for quitters.
Okay. I don't think you're supposed to drink Flint, Michigan water, but I'll have to check out. That's a
I'll
good
be
spot
honest with you, I
actually.
don't drink the water anywhere. My wife swears that if you drink the water in a different town, you'll get an upset stomach because
Yeah.
it's different.
Yeah.
And
No,
so
we're
I
not
just,
used to the bacteria in the waters. It's like
mm-mm.
Mexico, but just state by state. I didn't even think about that.
But I won't drink the water anywhere. Like if it's, I won't even drink bottled water.
What do you do?
I just drink Pepsi.
No way. So you're just alive on Pepsi?
Hmm.
That's crazy. You don't have a
I,
kidney stone?
mm-mm. I've had
That's
one kidney stone, but that's the thing. It's just like I just like there's so much stuff anymore. I don't trust anything. I'd rather just stick my tongue out in the rain, fall, and drink
Yeah,
it.
I just did a post this morning and people questioned like what, but it's for me, it's been all over other podcaster pages that they're putting vaccines in tomatoes at UC Riverside. And it just cracks me up. But I love listening and reading to all this stuff
Oh,
that
any conspiracy I will
I was
listen to.
oh, me too. I will read it and listen to all day. So I'm dicing up tomatoes this morning for breakfast. And I said, I'm just getting my daily vaccines from UC Irvine. And my friends are like, what are you talking about? I'm like, hear that lettuce and tomatoes can now hold vaccines. And I'm like, that is crazy. But yeah, we can't trust anybody. Like, really, we're
I
just,
don't like I don't trust anything. Like honestly, like I love a good conspiracy theory. My favorite ones are the flat earthers.
oh my God,
Because
those are intense.
they have a great argument. They really do.
I went on
And
a
I
first
tell
date with a flat earther and I was just more excited to hear his point of view. And then he had videos that he sent me later and it really did make sense. Like I'm
it
not,
does.
you
And
know what I mean? I still think it's round, but am I intrigued? Yeah, I'm intrigued.
well, here's the thing. It's like I just say it like this. I have flown to Australia. I have flown to Russia. I have went around the world. Never seen a curve. But from what
Yeah,
Neil Tyson deGrasse says, I don't get high up off it enough to be able to see it because it's so big, which would be make sense. But at the same time, I've never been to space, so like let's just be honest here. I don't know, and that's where I said it's like
right?
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
either. That's how
I
aliens, I'm like, they probably exist, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I'm kind of that person that wants to visually see something before I believe in it. But would I be probably naive to think there's not other life forms? Of course. Like, so
Well,
I'm
you
into
look at
listening
this.
to all that.
Well, look at this. Okay, you have okay aliens. Do I believe they exist? Yes. Do I think they want to talk to us? No. That'd be like
Yeah,
me going to an anthill and being like, "What's up?" You know, why would I do that? Like they would like if you're that advanced, you won't want nothing to do with us. You probably think it's contagious our stupidity. You know,
that's
it's
a
like
good
you would
point.
and it's like, why
That's a
would they
really good
talk to
point.
us? They would look at us like we look at great apes and animals in the animal kingdom. They're not looking at us like we're a threat. They probably like, well, they've got fire and they've got nuclear, so we're going to watch that because we don't want them to destroy the planet because for other life. But when it come to like having a conversation with us or like wanting to contact us, no way. Like that'd be like that'd be like talking to your feces, you know. It's like to them, like they're probably so advanced that they, like to talk to us, we like talking to a piece of shit. I'm just gonna
That's
say,
hilarious. Okay. I get that. I
but
get
if you
that
think
point.
about it, like to have that kind of technology to get here, like you know, they're
They're way
way,
above us. They're on
yes.
another pay grade than us. We're definitely below.
So just accept that they're not kidnapping you. They're looking at us like livestock, if
Yeah.
anything.
We're not getting anal probes from aliens anytime soon. They're just like
No,
looking at us
no,
weird.
no, no.
Can we do fun random questions?
Yes, of course.
Okay, cool. What was your favorite school subject?
My favorite history.
Okay. I like
History.
that.
I love history.
Me too.
I'm a firm believer that if you do not learn from your history, you're bound to repeat it. So with today's day and age when they're trying to really eliminate like what was done early in the 20th century and stuff like that, that's you can't. We need to see
No,
it. We
yeah.
need we
We
need to
need to
see
keep
it.
history up and alive and not take statues down. Like these things actually happened. And
Yeah.
at the time, it wasn't about offending people or being racist.
Mm.
It was just a part of how we grew and became a better country. So
It
I'm
is,
totally,
and we need to, but you need to know your history so
yeah,
you don't make the mistakes that your forefathers did. Because if you don't learn from something, somebody's going to stumble upon it again and think it's a new idea and fall right back into the same trap that it was the first time. You got to know.
100%.
So I'm all about some history. Like and it's like I love. Um, People ask all the time, so what would you have done if you hadn't become a musician? I'd have become an archaeologist. Like I would have seriously
Yeah.
been in there digging in some rocks, being like, "There's no way we made this."
Yeah,
It's like we're
I
not even
love
smart enough now.
geology, and, like, I took a geology course in college because I heard it was a easier grade for sciences, and it was so fascinating that rock layers can actually tell you what was going on in the world and
Yes.
where the sea levels were. Like, I got way more into rocks and geology than I thought I would, so team
Well,
that.
that's the thing. It's like they have places in India that the rocks have radiation in it, like some kind of like war happened, like an atomic bomb blew up, because that's the only time it shows up when it turns sand to glass, and there was like a heat exchange, like that. You learn stuff like that from the rocks, and it's like I would love like that is like when I retire, I plan on just traveling the world and going looking at all this, the pyramids and stuff, and just like being amazed of what was before us. But also with that curiosity of like, did we really do this? Because like we're pretty
Mm,
dumb now. And I don't see us like making this back then because we can't do it now with computers and supercomputers, and we don't have the ability to make something like that with such pinpoint accuracy. It's just
yeah. The Joe Rogan's talked about that on his podcast, and it really fascinates me that
it
he
does.
thinks some things have been, made up, that, some of the history, and I
Well,
don't know.
you got here now. Here's the devil's advocate on that. The winners always tell the story. So sometimes like
Yeah,
things get erased
could be
with that
skewed.
to be skewed into the winner's point of view, so everything goes along with that. So that's happened, and with the
Yeah,
thought of like, have we got to this before? Maybe, and then something happened and wiped us out, and we were down to 50,000 people, and then had to restart. And it's like, Lord, if the internet and the power was to go out, we'd be back straight to the Stone Ages,
we
and the
really
same thing would
would.
happen again. It would.
Yeah, when I watch those movies where the power grids go out, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, we all survive on power." Like, I don't know what I would do. I don't even know how to drive places.
I'm thankful my
Okay,
dad taught me how to hunt. I
so
really
I've
am.
hunted. I've done a lot of hunting. My first ex-husband, shout out to him, he's a big hunter and goes on the television shows and stuff, so he
Oh
taught me how to
wow.
hunt. Yeah, I haven't for a while though, so I'm
But at
rusty.
least I know how. That's
Yeah,
that's I could
in
fish, I could
survival, I
hunt.
can shoot a bow and shoot a gun. I have lots of guns. I feel like I'm ready to go if the zombie apocalypse happens.
I
I'm
think
on
that's
it.
half the reason I own guns, because I have a
Yeah.
phobia of zombies, like beyond anything you would ever. I'm scared to death of them.
No way.
Like
Did
a
you see
zombie.
Walking Dead?
I try to watch it, but you have to understand, Return of the Living Dead 2 came out when I was really small, and
Yeah.
my mom would rent these movies and we'd watch them, and I was little, and she was a bigger chicken than I was, and she would hide under the blanket and make me tell her what was happening on the TV.
So you are not into and it's funny, like the crazy mask that you have, I would think like you're totally not afraid of anything, ghost
Oh,
zombies.
like dead bodies, I have a major phobia of. Like the only time that
Wow.
I've ever
How many
reached
dead
out and
bodies are you seeing though? I'm just
I've seen quite a few. I've seen my mother and my
wow.
father. I've seen
Oh my
quite a
gosh.
few, but like I have this eerie, still childlike phobia of like it's gonna bite me if I touch it.
Yeah, that
It's
it's
gonna.
gonna turn into a
Oh,
zombie.
I just, and I know it's ludicrous, but it's just like it terrorized me so bad as a child that I couldn't take it. Like it was like one of
Wow.
them moments like I didn't want to go near a graveyard. I had like zombie survival like plans in my own head that when I grew up I was going to build a bunker that I would live in so it never happened to me. Like
Dang, you're
I,
on it.
I really was, and that just really effed with me bad.
Yeah. I like a Walking Dead. I like, but I still, if I watched it so much, sometimes I've had nightmares and it definitely would freak me out a little bit. So
Yes,
I'm
like, but,
ready.
but as a small child, it's like this is not right.
Oh, next question, maybe inappropriate or maybe zero, but was there ever a drug that you've tried that you've enjoyed?
If you know my history, I was an addict, and I've been clean for seven
Okay.
years.
Congratulations.
Me and Speed were a very, very close knit group for many, many years.
You were
Um,
buds, tight?
I just tried to be Motley Crue. I don't know why I tried to
Me
be
too.
Motley Crue. I did. It didn't really work out for me. But thankfully, the people who truly love me, and you'll find out who are the ones when you make that decision to do right.
So you're sober now
I'm
or
sober, sober.
yeah.
I don't play around. I prefer a sober life. I've lost so many years to just chasing that dumb stuff. I know everybody wants to have a good time and have fun and to just let back and get crazy, but there's some stuff out there, guys, that you just don't play with because there is no good ending.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that parties end. It's time to quit.
Mhm.
That it's not a lifestyle. It's not something you get up and you do with your coffee and you do your day and you just become a functional addict. It's just you gotta come to terms with yourself that you're killing your body. And the people
Yeah.
who give it to you aren't really your friends. You may think they are, but they're just aiding you to just one quick step closer to the grave.
Well, I'm proud of you for, admitting your past and getting sober because that's hard to
Well,
do on both ends.
that's the thing. It's like admit it and acceptance that you
Yeah.
messed up is the big part of it. And as long as you can do that, and try to help somebody else. Like I won't talk about it unless it's asked, but like I'm always there. There's a light in the tunnel. You can get clean.
Yeah. And I've done my experimenting and partying and lived in Hollywood for a while, so I definitely, liked
I
them
did a
all, but
lot of experimenting and partying in Hollywood.
yeah, I did a ton, and I now, like, a bottle of wine, honestly, is my I'm like, "Wow, I feel great. That's all I need." So
Well,
I've
that's the
calmed
thing.
down.
I can have like I was never a drinker. Like I can
Yeah.
still like if I wanted to go into a fancy restaurant and have a martini, I could have a martini. And the key word is a martini. I know
One.
if like when it comes to drinking, if I do decide to have a drink, it's usually one. But if I feel my ears start warming up, I'm done. Like that's
Is
like
that the excitement? Like,
no, it's
the
just I
buzz?
know
Oh,
like my ears when I get messed up, just like the insides feel hot. And if I feel that coming on, I'm like, we're good. We need to stop now. Now is the
man, I
stop,
wish
stop,
I
stop.
had, like, a precursor before I got fucked up, so I knew, like, it's coming.
Oh,
That's just it just happens out of
once
nowhere.
my ears warm up, I'm like, yeah, we're good, right? Like, and that's usually two, 3 drinks, and I could start feeling it. I'm like, no, because like once I get into rage mode, we'll make history. Like it's
Yeah.
like that.
No,
It's like we're going to do something. I'm going to regret forever,
yeah.
and I just know.
Me
And then
too. I'm
but
not
also,
gonna wake up naked in a hotel room somewhere. I've lost my stuff. Like, there's no, like, "Let's just have a light party." I'm like, "Let's party for
how did
2
the
or 3
trailer
days."
park burn down? Well,
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah.
I was not. Like
Yeah.
no, like because like I'm like the king of fun, and like I want to do fun stuff, and like and a lot of people are like, man, you're no fun no more, Waylon. I'm like, man, I'm just not stupid. I'm just
That's
like
good. That's
I don't want
good.
to go to jail. I don't want a record. I was like, I'm lucky that I got
You
away
don't
with
have
what
a
I got.
record?
No, do not have a
I got a
record.
record, man. You look like a guy that would have a record over me, and I'm the one with the record. What
No,
the
I
heck?
have no record because the grace of God. I just never got in trouble, and I'm thankful because there's many times that I should have went to jail and done dumb. I did dumb stuff, and it just didn't happen. So,
You're
so
lucky.
I'm
You're
very
lucky.
lucky.
Okay, my next question I was gonna ask is, what's your first job?
What was my first Taco Bell?
No, no way.
I worked at Taco Bell. I was the
I
cashier
love
guy
Taco Bell.
when I was
Oh, me too.
15, and
Did you
my
get a
brother.
discount on food or free
Oh,
food?
it was a simple discount. And my brother was the manager, and he ended up firing me.
Oh, no. Well, you weren't doing your job,
I was
right?
too
And
busy
you're
flirting with girls, and just I didn't
yeah,
care.
Yeah. I mean, it's Taco Bell. You weren't thinking maybe lifetime career.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. And the cute girl come by, I'd start flirting. I wouldn't care about my job. He's like, man, well, I can't have this. And he should let me
You're like trying to
go.
give free tacos to the girls to get
Oh
laid.
yeah, dude, I was totally just being dumb.
Oh, that's fun though. Okay, and then what is your favorite social media app?
I do not like social media.
Yeah?
I will be
No?
honest with you. That was part of me getting sober was getting off social media. I fell into the TikTok thing for a moment, and I realized that all it was doing was making me dumb. So
Mhm.
I kicked that too. Like I just social media. It it's a waste of time. It's a
I
waste
feel
of
you.
everybody's time. It really is. I have to have it for my my work and stuff. But
Yeah.
for me personally, I could care less. I don't want to know about your drama. I don't want to see your food. I do not want to. I do not want to hear your argument about the politics. I do not want to hear any of that. I want you to get off of it and get up and go do something that's off your phone because I feel like this thing is this like we're just losing connection with each other as
Yeah.
people. Like we live through this. Like and Randy Blythe and Maynard and everybody's talking about they're tired of people watching through their phones. They're right. Make the memory in here, not there. Watch it with your eyes, experience it with your senses. And that's what they're there for.
That's a great point. There is too many people holding up cell phones at concerts the whole time when I might want to get maybe a 20, 30-second clip so I can remember it and watch it again later. But other than that, I want to put it down and then obviously mosh pit or crowd surf too. So I don't want to be hanging on to my phone, but enjoy the moment and be
Yeah,
present
exactly. Now, see,
there. Yeah.
during our song "Numb," I have everybody pull their cell phones out and turn their flashlights on, and
Yeah,
put
that
them
looks
up
cool.
and put them up and wave them. I love seeing that. I'm all about that. But if you're the whole time going live to my show and you're not there, you're here.
You're
It,
not
it, it
live physically. You're not
no,
in the
you're
moment.
not here. You're not really paying. You're trying to get a good shot for your viewers or whatever. That's what they're talking about. It's like be in the moment, be with us. We're here to perform for you. Be with us. Let us make a moment. Let's make a moment that you're going to remember for the rest of your life. So I totally get it. I understand both sides. Yeah, yeah. You want to? I want you to get a picture, and I want you, like you said, get you a small clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get that because say your favorite song is I want to hear this part. I want to that's cool. Like I get
Yeah.
that. But if you're going to sit there and just record from start to finish and not really be a part of the show, why are you there?
100%. Yeah. No, I get it. Well, dude, thank you, Wyland, for coming on my show and taking time out of your day. Can you show us the
Thank you.
album again and let
Yes,
us
of
know?
course. You can get this right now. You can pre-order it at akcglobalrecords.com. Each vinyl comes with a digital download code, so you can actually have it on your phone and the vinyl.
Uh,
And then we do have CDs as well. You can go pre-order that now. Shipments, we're shipping them out the Monday before the album comes out, September 13th. So 4 days before that. So like the 7th or 8th, we're gonna the 8th, we're gonna ship them out and get them all out to you guys. So you'll a lot of people get them a little bit early, but like we are doing that. But I'm telling everybody, it's like go ahead and support the band. You know, this is a very, very well thought out album. I'm so proud of it. But go ahead and get it for the art. And like I said, you get your digital download code with the vinyl. Get your vinyl. Put it on your wall because I have two on my wall right here already. I've already opened two because we have two different colors. We have a sunburst, and then we have a galaxy that's a yellow and black, which is really cool.
Way cool. You got options for the
It
album.
got
That's
options,
neat.
and you can get both of those at akcglobalrecords.com. Just go pre-order it now. Julie and I, my wife and I, will be shipping out each and every one. So know when you get it at your house, I've touched it, and I have actually made sure it got to you.
That is so cool. We'll put the link underneath the interview on YouTube and Spotify. And thanks so much for taking time out of your day and stopping by Steph's Rock Show.
Thank you so much for having me. Have me back again. I loved it.
Oh, of course. Anytime. Down.